Host on camera, energetic. What's up everyone? Today we've got a double shot of adrenaline. The imaginative, track-focused 2025 Toyota GT Super and the long-awaited 2026 Honda S2000 Revival dressed in bubblegum pink. We'll break down exterior design, color choices, and the details that make each car turn heads. Let's dive in. Host voiceover. First up, the 2025 Toyota GT Super. Think of this as Toyota's hyper-focused take on the modern front engine, rear-drive sports coupe. Aggressive proportions, a low-slung hood, and motorsport DNA visible from every panel. It borrows the taut lines and muscular haunches you'd expect from Toyota's GR Performance family, but dialed up with a wider track, pronounced fender vents, and a purposeful aero kit, splitter, side skirts, and a big rear diffuser that looks factory race ready. Host on camera. The GT Super's face is all intent. A sculpted bumper with integrated air intakes, a narrow LED headlight signature, and a grille aperture that's been treated more like a cooling duct than an ornament. From the side, the cabin sits back, the beltline rises, and those pronounced wheel arches house staggered wheels, wider at the rear for that planted, drift-friendly stance. Host voiceover. Key exterior features to call out. Multi-element front splitters that channel air under the car, vented front fenders to relieve lift, a vented bonnet option for heat extraction, and functional side sill aero. The rear end usually shows a full-width LED bar and an adjustable wing, useful for track days and a great visual anchor for the silhouette. Host on camera. Toyota's performance pieces often blend show and function. Carbon fiber accent packs, exposed weave spoilers, and forged lightweight wheels. Expect large brakes behind those wheels. Big calipers, big rotors, because the GT Supers look as matched with braking power. Host voiceover. Color is where you personalize aggression. The GT Super family typically offers a palette that ranges from period-correct race colors, deep metallic blues, pearl whites, and matte blacks, to bolder special edition tones. Expect high-gloss metallics and satin finishes, plus optional two-tone themes with contrast roofs or mirrored spoilers. For owners who want to stand out, factory performance paint, matte or satin, and color-matched aero kits are almost always available. Host on camera. Alright. Switching gears. The 2026 Honda S2000. This is the car that made a whole generation obsessed with rev-happy, lightweight roadsters. The 2026 Revival aims to stitch that classic spirit to modern tech, and yes, we're talking pink. Host voiceover. The new S2000 maps old-school proportions into a modern package. Long hood, short overhangs, compact cabin, and rear drive posture. Designers kept the taut shoulder line and muscular rear haunches but softened the creases for a contemporary look. The front bumper is clean and purposeful, with slim LED headlights and a smile-shaped intake that nods to the original S2000's friendliness while hinting at performance. Host on camera with pink mock-up behind. The convertible top emphasizes the car's roadster soul, a lightweight soft top or an optional folding hardtop. The rear is compact and sculpted, with a small diffuser and twin roundish tail lamps that recall the classic S2000 theme without feeling retro copycat. Host voiceover. Now the pink. This isn't novelty paint for paint's sake. When done right, pink becomes a design statement. Modern automotive. Pink leans toward pearl or candy finishes with depth. A milky pastel under bright light, richer and almost iridescent in shadow. On the S2000, pink highlights the car's curves, the flared arches, the creased door, and the rounded fenders, making the proportions read as playful and confident, not juvenile. Host on camera. For buyers, pink can be offered as a factory special color or through dealers' bespoke programs. Expect high-quality topcoats, protective clear films, and matching interior stitching options. A pink car looks sharper when small details tie together. Brake calipers, contrast stitching, or a pinstripe. Host voiceover. If you pick pink, think about finish. Gloss for show, satin for a modern matte vibe, or pearl for depth. Maintenance tips. Regular wash to avoid staining, ceramic coating to protect the finish, and touch-up paint for rock chips. Light colors show different wear patterns, so keep a care kit handy. Host on camera. Energetic. So how do these two compare on presence? The GT Super reads as track-bred luxury, wide, serious, loud in stance. The S2000 in pink reads as Playful precision, compact, agile, and instantly memorable. The GT Super wants your heart rate up before you turn the key. The S2000 wants you smiling on a coastal road with the top down. Host, voiceover. Want to upgrade the look? For the GT Super, add carbon aero, track springs, and staggered wheels. For the S2000 Pink, subtle aero lips, color-matched calipers, and a black or graphite diffuser to balance sweetness with edge. Interior accents, colored stitching, mats, and trim bezels make the theme cohesive. Post on camera, smiling. There you have it. Two very different approaches to performance and personality. The 2025 Toyota GT Super brings motorsport swagger and aggressive aero. The 2026 Honda S2000 in pink brings classic roadster joy wrapped in a bold color story. Which would you pick for your garage? The hardcore GT Super or the cheerful pink S2000? Drop your pick in the comments. Smash that like button if you enjoyed the comparison, and don't forget to subscribe for more car deep dives. Host, voiceover over end slate. Thanks for watching. See you next time for another ride.